Three, two, one. Welcome to CAKchat. Coming back to you here on the tube of you here. I'm the Pharaoh Fantabulous Crimson Alchemia, being joined by the one, the only RiffHead. How you doing, Zah?
I'm doing pretty good.
Fantabulous. Now, this lovely, sexy, talented gentleman here I've known for a number of years, got to work with, but specifically I'm bringing him on for an exclusive new show. Not only can you see on YouTube, you can see on the American Horror Channel. That is RiffHead. So I want to get a little bit about it, about how cool it is, how fun it is. Anyone likes any like the riff tracks kind of style, but he has his own flair to it, which is always awesome. And you've done a lot of projects, so I want to get into you first and foremost. For of course, people don't know you. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and no hold back.
Well, let's see. I started off doing bands like just like you, you know, and like a lot of people. I grew up on entertainment, and I was just determined to be an entertainer, and I loved music, and I'm like, I can try that out, you know, and you know, singing and stuff like that. But I started off actually playing keyboards for like Ex Nihilo, and I did like backup vocals and samples. I had three different positions in that one. I don't. Do you want the whole history?
Oh, we could do a little extra that. Hold on, I want to try something here. It's so weird on my screen. I'm like shift on the other side. There we go. Perfect. Now it looks like we're almost looking at each other.
Oh, okay, cool.
But that's always the fun on here. Yeah, like again, you've been in music, and I remember, of course, you played keys. Great singer as well. A lot of
Thank you.
energy you had as a lead singer yourself. The power that you had, you know when to switch off and switch on, and you always had like that thing that being a front man is you know, right up in your face and giving you a show that you're gonna get from you and fuck with.
Oh yeah, I try to make the audience like feel as involved as I can. Like, you know, a lot of times they'll shout stuff out, and like I'll reply to them if I hear what they're saying. I'll give them an answer right off the top of my head, you know.
Yeah, and that's the
Like my stage banter was always different every show. It's never the same. Like, you know, it all depends on the situation.
Yeah, and that's what gives it kind of its own unique vibe to it. That's never going to be the same repeated crap you see every time.
Yeah. I mean, I get bored of it. So if I'm boring myself, there's a problem.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really great quote to kind of lay in there. It's about, you know, if you're boring yourself, then you're gonna not be able to bounce that energy back to anybody, not at all. So that leads me to where we are right with RiffHead. So what got you into riffing? Like, what was like the whole like this is the avenue I want to go right now?
Well, since it came on cable, I've been watching the show Mystery Science Theater 3000 on Comedy Central. And I've been a fan of that show, like I said, like for most of the 90s. And I would watch it all the time, and I'm like thinking to myself, I can do this stuff. And I would like, it was so long ago, it's still kind of hard to remember now, but I remember like I would try some of that stuff out, you know. They did influence me and inspire me to be funny and stuff like that. Also, when I was very little, I used to watch Mork and Mindy, and I became a really big fan of Robin Williams, and I love his comedy style and his energy, and like everything I do, I just love energy. Even the music I listen to, like still even today, has to have energy, you know.
Mhm.
So it gets me going.
Yeah, I like that you brought up Robin Williams again. Another person who's a front man, no matter what, who like even in a scenario where things get awkward, he makes it in a funny awkward, like covering up for, you know, different incidents that have happened even at previous award shows. Um, so with, you know, riffing itself, Mystery Science Theater 3000, which I always loved as a kid, especially the Planet of the Apes episode, which I think is probably the most.
Oh, Time of the Apes.
Yeah, Time of the Apes.
Oh, that was playing today. That's one of my favorites too. Oh my God. Yeah, it is totally. I don't care. Why doesn't Johnny care? Huh? Come again? I missed that.
Oh no, yeah, there was a little bit of a lag right there.
Oh.
I think we're back in business now.
Oh, good.
So with riffing, like when you were going into it, what were some of the earliest challenges for you?
learning how to do it at all. Like I never did any video editing before this. I had to teach myself how to do that, how to record myself. I started off using all whatever my laptop has, you know, and I still haven't gotten that much more newer stuff. Like I switched to Audacity. I still use, for the main thing, the Windows 10 video editing program. It's part of the Photos program. And unfortunately, on Windows 11, they upgraded it and they no longer even carry the video editing program. So I got a computer sitting here that I'm not even using. It's got touchscreen and everything. It's real nice, but it doesn't have a video editing program. So I'm still on Windows 10 on this old computer, and it keeps everything in sync, you know, like
Yeah.
being on sync and timing is perfect.
Yeah,
It has to be.
don't fix what's not broken for you. I definitely get that, especially when you're trying to be again have the repeated results of like continuity, I would say, in your production. It's not until you want to jump something big, but it's got to be timed right. So I completely get you with that. So now when it comes down to like the episodes, just going back through, and I realized what was actually my true favorite episode, and it came in at a perfect time for me because around the time I just moved into the new place here. And I'm sitting there doing cleaning, and I was like doing the dishes. I was like, oh, I can just pop up YouTube right here. I have this beautiful shelf set up in front of the thing. And you had just released the Christmas episode. And I was just like, I didn't even see that movie before. Like, what the is this? And just like, I didn't even need to see it before. You told me exactly what I needed to hear on that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So again, that was, oh God, what was that? It was Three Young Kings. Three Young Kings.
Yes, it was.
What made you choose that particular film?
It was, I had three options, and when I was previewing them, I saw that I can do a lot with this because there was a lot of animals I could voice. Animals that's like I like to assign character voices to them, and I went with the theme 80s comedians basically. I don't know if you noticed.
I caught on to that, and I thought that was hilarious. Did I catch you do a Jerry Lee Lewis at one point? I could have swore you
No,
did Jerry Lewis.
no, I might have sounded like him by accident.
Okay.
Which do you remember the quote?
I can't remember. It was just I was constantly cracking up. That's what I was just like.
Oh, I was doing was it really loud?
Yeah.
That was supposed to be Gilbert Godfrey.
Oh, Gilbert Gottfried. Okay, it's not too far off, and it's only when Jerry Lewis would just go off the on the off the rail, so to speak.
Yeah. No, Gilbert's a lot louder.
Yeah.
A lot more abrasive. Take a picture, it lasts longer. He actually I try to keep my show PG-13, and Gilbert Godfrey is like X-rated. I can't even use the shit he says. So, you know, it's cleaned up when I do it. Did my camera move here? There you go. What?
So what I love is again you do quite a mix here from everything from the sun was setting in 1951, the cask of I can never say it.
Montiado.
Montiado, and then also you got the Terror. I remember you did Night of the Ghouls. So you got this flux back and forth. So let me know what is actually so far your favorite one you've done.
It's a good question. I think probably Night of the Ghouls because I'm a huge Ed Wood fan. I love Ed Wood. I love his ability to just like take whatever he can at his access and just use it. You know, like he just makes it happen. I just like love that. Like he's got a goal and he does anything he can to just like do it.
Like
He's very inspirational.
Like Plan 9.
That's the one everyone knows. That's the one everyone knows.
That's the one like that. Like I remember when I was watching uh, the Ed Wood movie that they did with Johnny Depp and
Great movie.
Yeah, and just Tor Johnson is just I think a legend that I think a lot of people forget about.
He's been in a lot more movies too, not just Ed Wood movies.
No, yeah, he's done a ton of black and whites of all the silver screen style films, particularly a lot of the horror sci-fi aspect.
Yeah, didn't he do like Road to Rio, I believe?
I think you should. Yeah, I think you're right on
that.
Yeah,
he wrote Road to Rio. I don't even think I've seen that one yet.
Now let me ask you, with coming along with RiffHead, I know you're working on collaborations right now, with different voices. Like anything you can kind of talk to us a little bit about that?
Collaborations, voices. I have I'm trying to make this like a 3-person deal here.
Hmm.
Because before it's me and a voice I was doing as another riffer.
Hmm.
But it was basically just a placeholder until I got some real people in here. And there's one guy right now who's totally sticking with me. His name's Phil C. Lee, and he was doing a riff show called Romance on Film, and I was a fan of his show. I was watching that show before I started this one, and he's actually really good. And when I was ready to start working with people, I reached out to him and said, "Hey, you want to work with me? I'm on TV." You know, it's a good selling point. But he's also been looking for like a steady guy to work with too, because from watching his show, I noticed like he had one guy and he left, and then like it changed. He had like a chick, and then it was just him. He like cloned himself. I know it's video editing, and we all know, but and then like they had another chick, and then sometimes she's not there, so there's two of them again. So I decided to bring him on board. I asked him, and he was totally interested, and we work really well together. Actually, I'm more heavy in impressions, and he's really good with the joke telling, joke writing, stuff like that. You know, so you get a really good mix.
Excellent. And as you mentioned before, you're on TV now, American Horror Streaming, which is
Yes.
Roku, right?
Yeah, you can watch that through Roku. We're also on the Glue TV app. You can watch that on any device that plays apps. So your tablets, your phones. Glue TV spelled GLEWED TV, baby.
I apologize if you hear this roaring noise in the background slightly.
I could barely even hear you.
Oh, okay, good. So then we're working better at this now. No, yeah, unfortunately, cat Darwin decided to join me, and here he hopped in the other chair, and now he's roaring asleep, snoring away like a buzzsaw on a tree over here. But not to get away from this. So tell me, like you teaming up with American Horrors, how did that come together?
Well, I just released the Christmas episode, the one you watched, and I tagged the owner operator of the American Horrors channel in it because I noticed he recently approved me, and I was like, "Oh, look, he's my friend now." Oh, sorry, I moved.
It's okay.
Ah, he's my friend now on Facebook. So I tagged him in there, and by chance he watched it, and he was laughing everything he saw. He was very interested in my show, and he gave me a deal. He's like, "Hey, I'd like for you to be a regular show on my channel." So I'm like, "Yeah, why not? A lot more people are going to see me this way, you know."
Right? Yes, please. In the clutter of all of that is YouTube, being able to get that exposure on exclusively, like also with American Horrors, it's a pretty huge deal.
Yeah,
It's
so
very
I
hard to
became like a regular thing on Friday nights, 9:30 p.m. EST, 8:30 p.m. CST. Yeah, because they're like in Wisconsin, so they're in a different time zone, and I have to promote their time zone.
do.
But I know we're in the same time
Yes.
zone.
Nothing like a good Friday night with like half head cracking you up. That's the way to go.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's cool. I mean, after a hard work week, you know, nothing's better than laughing at some old stuff you haven't seen or haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah, it kind of brings back a nostalgia to it at the same time. But it's also, again, that same feeling of you and your friend just sitting around and goofing and laughing at certain
I know.
things and making your own comments. And here you are making the actual comments that are sometimes in our head. Yeah. And then things we don't even think about either.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. I'm sorry, I don't have anything to follow that.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Actually,
I'm not ready. What's
so
up?
knowing you as a transition from, the lead singer of a band to now, like from vocalist to voice actor, what have you noticed has been the difference for you with either training, energy change for you, like creativity? How much of a difference has it been?
Well, I went to a ministry show recently, and I noticed that I shouldn't sing along anymore because then I won't have a voice for a few days, and I need that voice to record.
Mhm.
So I got to be a little more careful with my voice, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Um, I can't be as abrasive as I used to be when I used to actually sing live, because I'm doing a lot of impressions. I'm singing in a different way. I'm, I'm singing prettier stuff. I'm singing more like classic songs. If you watch my stuff, you see, you hear.
Hmm. But it's almost like not only a change with age, but like having that kind of free flow to it. Now, let me ask you. I don't know if this is pulling the curtain too back on the wizard here. Is it is it just improv, a mix of improv and script, or is it strictly script for you?
I started off like the first, I could say the first 5 episodes is unscripted. And then now that I'm working with people, and so that we don't like step on each other,
Hmm.
we can't step on each other because it's not going to look too good. We script it out, like, but it's more like for timing. I'm like, here's your spot, say what you're going to say. I mean, we're all like saying our own jokes. um but we're just basically, this is your spot, that's your spot. It's all for timing basically. And
But yeah,
we
they have like their creative uh
everybody has their creative input.
yeah, that's
It's more fun that way, and you get more variety.
oh yeah, absolutely. It's not like one voice, but with different human voices for like one voice, a written voice, so to speak. Um, much like anyone who gets a script to like recite over a phone or something like that. That's really good. Now let me ask you, when it comes to we talked about using Audacity along with Windows 10. How long does it take from start to finish with? All right, this is the episode we're going to do. To here's the finished product. How long does it usually take you?
I haven't been able to time it out properly yet, with the way I've been doing it with the new people,
Mhm.
because the first one, I s- I started, I had the people come in like a quarter of the way in,
Mhm.
and and those were like TV episodes. I'm going to start doing movies now, so these are going to be bigger projects. Before, when I wasn't working a full-time job, I was still on COVID. It would take me like 2 months to get a movie done, and I was still learning at that time too. And then after getting a job, so I'm working full time and I'm doing this on the side. Uh, it still take me 2 months to do like a 25-minute TV episode. You
Mhm.
know, so I'm hoping now, because I'm still working a full time job, that I have 3 people. I'm trying to like speed up the process. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot more organized right now. And I think the more we do it, the faster it's getting.
Mhm.
Because I do notice, like, I've only written 2 scripts already so far, and I'm about to do the third one. This one's gonna be for a movie, but I'm getting the practice, so you know things are coming quickly. I learn quick. I
But
teach myself and I learn. I come up with methods.
yeah, it's always as you start off one way, you're like, oh, that sucks. Is there a better way to do it? Oh, this sucks. Is a better way to do it. Like even starting my original podcast, my original Intrigued series they used to do, which was just audio based, now going to video. Uh, one of the earliest and quickest things I absolutely love, and I use Audacity for the audio because I think it's just one of the most fluid, easiest things to work with. Like between all the programs we've worked with over the years, like it's the most fluid one, but that noise reduction is one of the
Oh,
greatest tools of all time. Yeah.
if you got some good cables, I tried that. I need a new cable.
Yeah. Yeah. The noise reducer is always great on that. So I got a question now. This is not going to be an exact number, but a guesstimate would be how many different kinds of voices do you think you can do or have already done?
I never counted, and plus, I can learn to do almost anything, or at least give it my best shot. you
Okay.
know,
All right. What are your, in no order, top three favorite voices to do?
uh, you told me to think about this earlier too, and I haven't. My bad. My bad. There's one.
That's my favorite one. You do it too well, and that's what's scary about it.
Oh, geez. I'm off guard. I'm not even thinking. Let me think of another one. I can do I sell propane and propane accessories. That boy ain't right. Hank Hill. That's a classic. That's a classic that you love too.
That's just because
Whatever.
Hank Hill and Thomas Anderson are kind of synonymous with each other.
Actually, it's harder for me to do impressions with my headphones on. I can't even hear myself. I have to hear myself.
Okay.
Because I can do Morty pretty good too. Oh, geez, Rick. Morty?
Yes, Rick and Morty.
Morty Smith.
That is awesome. I like that.
I got to practice, but I can do Rick Sanchez too, but I'm out of practice on that. Another one I can do pretty good is Goofy. Oh. Hey, what the heck? Ow! No fooling.
Just
a whole bunch of shucks. I can't even help it. I've been doing that one since I was a kid.
So are you looking to, even besides doing RiffHead, are you looking to do other projects or other, like, any kind of like animated features or like?
I'd love to. Whatever comes my way, we'll check it out. Right now it's like I'm working on this show. Like we're focused on this. We need more episodes. I have 7 made, 6 have aired, so I have 1 in the can ready to air. And I'm working for a marathon by Black Friday, so we need more episodes so we can play all day.
Doing a CAK Friday marathon, if I may say.
A CAK Friday?
Yeah, CAK Friday. The one sale is pants are always 100% off.
Oh, I messed up the camera. Yeah.
It's called visual effects. That's what it is.
There we go. The earth has a shaken.
So are you looking to, I know this is taking up almost all of your free time. Are there any kind of other projects you're kind of looking into, or things that like are on the side or like on the shelf right now, but you'd like to either return to or start in the future?
I like the voice acting. I mean, whatever comes my way, I'm like the wind, baby.
Yeah, because one thing I said, you're very multiversal, very creative. That never goes away. That's
Thank you.
You can never stop scratching.
Yeah, no, if I'm not creating, I'm dead.
Yeah, but what I love is there's more avenues, and there's constantly new avenues all the time. And then avenues you rediscover, you're like, I never really, thought, let me ask you this. When was it that you went, you know what, let me actually start riffing? This would be something I'm interested in. Was that right at the beginning of this project, or was that like a long time ago when you were younger?
Oh, I always wanted to, but I never like had the means or the know-how, like I've always like, I when watching, I'd be like, oh, I'd love to do that. I'd love to do that growing up, I want to do what they do for a living as a kid. But then I got into the music and kind of forgot about that. And during the lockdown, I started watching a lot more of the Mystery Science Theater. I'm like, oh, I used to watch this all the time. That show was hilarious. And after watching so much of it, I'm like, I think I can figure this out. And, I'm going to give it a shot, and just start teaching myself how to do things. And here we are. I have a TV show on I didn't even expect for it to get on TV,
Yeah, that was
when
fast.
making it. I made it to show my talents and stuff like that, and I got picked up to be a show on TV. I only had 5 episodes.
Yeah, the darkness is the limit, so to speak, because you can just keep on going through it,
Yeah.
And like I'm very happy like to see, I remember like you first approaching showing me a couple of episodes, I was laughing at it, and next thing you know, I just see you're on American Horrors. I was like, wow, that was fast.
I know. That was I was gonna take a break after that episode too, and someone must have heard me because I got a call.
Oh no, you're not taking a break. You gotta
no break for you.
Right back into the grind.
I did take a month off though. It was Christmas. Come on.
People get time off during Christmas.
I deserve that at least.
We all do as humans. Um, with other riffers that you've seen, were there any that you think are unsung or unappreciated?
Others that have not been acknowledged.
Yeah.
Here's like other shows or people
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah, other people, general or shows or things you're like, oh my God, why hasn't anyone seen like this person perform?
There's a show. There's an episode I got to do with this one guy from Cinematic for the People. His Russ Hanula. Hopefully, I'm not butchering his last name. Russell Hanula. I think it's right. But yeah, their show is pretty good. There's like it can be from like 3 to 5 to 6. I think a lot of times there's 5 of them.
Mhm.
Um, I think there's my Speedy Gonzalez, which he appears in the Three Young Kings. In the end, he was a blast to work with, and I'd love to work with him again in the future. Maybe I'll even end up on that show for an episode. Who knows? Um, I'd love to give them a shout out. Hey guys, he was a blast to work with, and I miss him. I do really. But we're gonna try out some other people. Who knows who? Who knows who? We won't know until the episode comes out. On the next movie, I'm not even gonna say what the movie is. It's a secret.
So with for those who don't have access, well, they can always find it just by even look up American Horrors. They can always find that. But for your other social media links, tell us where we can find everything else with RiffHead.
RiffHead, you can find us on Facebook. Just type in RiffHead. You'll see me with all kinds of makeup on.
And that's
And
RiffHead.
that's it. You got it. All one word.
I can spell.
Yay. You can find that right on Facebook, and same thing on YouTube. You type in RiffHead. That is the page name now as well. And every episode is on there that has aired. Every aired episode, the first 6. And number 6 has Russell on it. You can check that out. It's got Russell and Phil. And it's the first episode with that's not just I'm every voice. You know, it's the first episode that features other voices besides myself. It also in the newsreel, half of the news is not even me. I don't do that. It's none of us. It's actually the guys from Gorecast, which is another show on American Horrors and on YouTube. They have a podcast like where they do video games, and there's like 4 of them. There's 4 of them. You can check them out. All 4 of them on the show Gorecast. It's on YouTube. It's on American Horrors. Typically, you'll find the new episodes on Sunday on American Horrors. Excuse me, I got a cough. My throat. Give me 1 second. Excuse me.
I was slightly waiting for like an actual voiceover of like your own another character.
A voiceover?
I was waiting for another character's voice to come out of you while you were coughing.
Oh. No, I actually had a cough. I'm sorry.
It's okay. But yeah, no, I love all this. I can't wait to see all the new episodes coming out, all the new collabs.
Is there I'm sorry for cutting you off, but if you have a request character that you want to hear from me, just let me know, because I'm not thinking right now. I'm thinking about answering your questions. This is the first time I've done any kind of interview. You're the first one. You're popping my cherry, Big Daddy. Ooh, I like this.
Well, actually, is that something open to the audience as well for requesting voices, or is that just an exclusive?
I usually, the voices come out with the situation, you know, for the joke. It's all for the joke. Whatever I think is funny at the time. I don't know. I'm asking you for your show only. Is there a voice I do you'd like to hear, or a character you think I can do easily?
Ooh, that's so good. It's like you're opening me up to like a universe of possibility.
I want your audience to hear what you love.
This might be a little challenge, but I just love the this is something like, it's funny because it's a character who like has some choice words that may not be cool nowadays, but that's only if people really realize what it is. It's actually Yosemite Sam.
Oh, that damn varmint! I'm gonna give me that pesky rabbit. I can do a lot of Mel Blanc. Mel Blanc is another big inspiration. I want to be the next Mel Blanc if I can.
The next Mel Blanc, if I can. That's the quote we needed on this show.
There we go.
The next Mel Blanc. That is
Plus.
awesome.
Mel Blanc plus.
Now,
Yosemite Sam, that was an easy one.
It was just like, I was just like, oh, come on. Yeah, because I just love that angry, gruff kind of voice that comes out of him. And he's just so little.
Yeah. Just like me.
Oh. So before we wrap things up, you had mentioned something earlier, and I kind of wanted to save this to the end because it was not riff related, so to speak. Although actually, I was just thinking about this now. Quite a follow up with you and I and Absinthe, and we played for the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That we did.
We opened for them in a theater, and it was freaking wild. It was awesome. You know, open up with Electric Eye and close out with Wild and Tame Thing. And I want to ask you is, well, for number one, I just want to address, you were Riff Raff that night, right?
That was Frankenfurter.
Oh, no, now, were you Frankenfurter that show?
I believe so. Yeah, no, the only time I remember ever dressing up as Riff Raff was at a club in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh,
and I was really wasted that night.
I was like, was he Riff Raff? Because I was Floor Show Crimson for that. But my real
you were like I think you were Rocky. You were like red-faced Rocky, and I was Frankenfurter.
Oh, I was doing Floor Show Crimson, just with the cincher and everything.
Yeah, you were doing like Floor Show
I was doing the
thing.
Floor Show,
That's right.
Yeah.
And I was like Frankenfurter without the wig.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, Frankenfurter without the wig. Friggin', I think.
Look at the pictures. The video's still up on YouTube.
Oh God, yeah, they are. They really are. Oh,
yeah, look on my page. I think like it's the first video, all the way on the bottom.
Yeah, I've gone back and watched some of those videos, showed them online to people, and then I go, you know what the difference between then and now is? What? And I stand up and I go, do you hear that noise? It's arthritis.
Caramba.
So going back from that to now into what you mentioned earlier, kind of not a softball question, so to speak, but a very interesting insight. You talk about bands that give you energy nowadays. What are those kind of bands?
Like new stuff coming out, or what do I listen to now?
Newer, like in the last 5 years, has something popped up like the one that was like, oh my God.
Yeah. The newest band I think I like that's caught my attention is Power Trip from Texas. Have you heard of them?
I heard of Power Trip, yeah.
Have you heard them?
I've heard a couple of songs, and it made me think of that classic Southern metal rock kind of feel, like that.
I get a very guitar. To me, they sound like 80s thrash.
Yeah,
it's really good. It's kind of like 80s thrash and like kind of like Ministry vocals, like where he's screaming a lot, you know.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like political too, kind of like it just gives me like kind of like that like a Ministry thrash kind of. That's what they sound like to me. I think that's like the newest thing I listen to that's new. But you know, I don't look as much anymore. Yeah. It's hard to find new good stuff.
It is. It's hard. It's funny because you figure the internet you'd be overloaded, but you're more like, it's like your ear to the ground again, like the old days, in a weird way. It's always from like someone showing this or this clip or this clip or this clip, and you're like,
yeah, I like a lot of foreign metal actually. Like I like Primal Fear from Germany and Halloween, Gamma Ray, stuff like that. I still love Judas Priest. A lot of, you know, the new wave of British heavy metal.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff like that.
All the good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, was there anything else you wanted to add, throw out there? Send a little half head bat signal into the sky that we should know about? Or anything?
Well, you can find me on YouTube. Type in RiffHead, RiffHead. And Friday nights, 8:30-ish p.m. CST on American Horrors. We're on Roku. We're on Glued TV. You can find us online too at AmericanHorrors.net.
Excellent. And of course, all those links are going to be down in the description below.
Thanks, bro. You're a pal.
You're welcome.
Right under us?
As always, yeah, right here, here. Then you can always, you know, like and subscribe and comment and all that fun stuff. But more importantly, you can always check out other stuff we got going on in the pipeline, all old episodes of podcast before we came to YouTube at patreon.com/the CAK. That's patreon.com/THECAK. And it is freaking free to listen to all that stuff. But
That's
for
my favorite word.
Yeah, but $1 a day, you too can feed the CAK's ego if his head hasn't ballooned up enough yet already, mostly just from constant migraines of getting older. But yeah, so we're going to be having a lot of stuff coming up in the future right now. As everyone knows, Intrigued, Voiceless, the new series is coming out. But I want to thank you again, Halfhead. It's always a pleasure. It's been too long. I miss your hugs. I miss your tiny little bum in my palm of my hands, like two like Hawaiian Kings rolls. You know, they're very.
It is quite small.
But miss you, miss the family, and yeah,
we miss you too, bro.
Now it's post-pandemic. We definitely got to do a visit and meet up together soon. But
Yeah.
all to my rad cats of the podcast, definitely check out RiffHead, and like I said, you got YouTube, you got Glue TV, you got American Horrors. Absolutely funny, especially best way to view it. And like I always like to give, what's the best way to view it? I go, just get a bunch of your friends together, put up on the screen, especially late at night. If you drink, have some drinks. If you have other things, have some other things too. And just kick back and laugh your freaking ass off. And just
you don't even have to say anything because I'll come up with all the jokes.
Yeah, just take the weight off your shoulders and just enjoy something without having to be Rotten Tomato critique, because fuck the rotten Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. But thank you again, Halfhead. I hope you take care and stay safe. And well, it's Florida, so don't end up in the news next week. Who knows?
I stay home.
All right, take care. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thanks for having me.